your forecast first. Sponsored by Matex Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Temperatures this afternoon were able to warm up into the 30s and even a few lower 40s out there as well. Now we've all fallen back into the 20s and 30s. 34 degrees in Jacksonville, 32 in Springfield, 30s in Taylorville as well as in Decatur. Champaign, the cool spot, coming in at 23, and that's where I have our Bratcher weather camera overlooking the intersection of Neal and Green on our Roofing Dog iNet. We've got winds that are out of the south right now up to around 10 miles per hour, and so they're really expected to weaken even more as we go into the overnight hours tonight. Clouds will be on the increase, and there's also going to be the chance for some fog to develop as well. We'll stick with that condition going into the morning hours, and then the rest of our Friday will be mainly cloudy with temperatures topping out into the middle and upper 30s. WCIA 3 News starts right now.
Now from WCIA 3 News.
We didn't know where we were going to get the funding from, honestly.
A plan to get guns off the streets was working, but money started to run dry. Who stepped in to help? Plus, he's a rock star with ties to a senator, but now he's caught the eyes of the state government. My Rick Nielsen is under investigation. And some of us probably wanted to pie a teacher in the face when we were kids. Why some got to do exactly that today.
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA 3 News at 10.
We can see that everyone's very serious about stopping the gun crime.
The program is cleaning up crime in Champaign County, and the community is stepping up to help. Good evening. I'm Paul Cicchini. Jessica's off tonight. Champaign County Crime Stoppers started an illegal gun bounty reward program at the end of January. Since then, they've helped police make over a dozen arrests. WCIA 3's Jamie Mays joins us now. So, Jamie, how did the program get its start?
Crime Stoppers volunteers say they wanted to stop gun violence in the community, but getting the money to pay for the rewards has put a strain on their bank account, so they reached out for help.
Well, we saw the increase in gun-related crime here in Champaign County, and we knew we had to do something about it.
So the Champaign County Crime Stoppers started an illegal gun bounty reward program in January. Anytime someone gives information regarding a felony gun crime and that tip leads to an arrest, the tipster will get the maximum reward Crime Stoppers can give, $1,000.
We need people to talk and tell us what's happening in the gun-related incidents.
And it has helped. It's helped take guns off the street, which is what we want to do.
The program started in January, and in the first 11 months, they have given out $12,000 in rewards for anonymous tips. That information has led to 13 arrests and the recovery of 23 firearms. That reward money was coming out of their own general fund, and cash started to run low.
We didn't know where we were going to get the funding from, honestly.
So the City of Champaign and the Champaign County Community Coalition stepped in to help. They're contributing up to $30,000.
Without having this opportunity, maybe individuals wouldn't have the incentive to share what they know.
That's money Crime Stoppers volunteers say will only be used for their illegal gun bounty reward program to help the streets become safer.
We don't want to have people worrying about the crime in our area, and it's become an issue. It's become a big issue.
They're hoping to have the money from the city and Champaign County Community Coalition next year, but they are still looking for more donors for Crime Stoppers and the illegal gun bounty reward program. Live in the newsroom, Jamie Mays, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
Obviously, the program is working, and it sounds like people want to step up and help. Jamie, thanks. And here are some numbers. Champaign County Crime Stoppers says since the program started, it has seen an incredible 667% increase in weapons seized. It's had a 7% increase in overall tips. New at 5, what started as a traffic stop ended in gun and drug charges. Police tried to pull over O'Shea Cotton near Airport Road and Willow Road in Urbana yesterday, but he jumped out of the moving van and ran. Officers say he tossed a black bag that had nearly 3.5 pounds of marijuana inside before running into a house on Airport Road. Police surrounded that home, and eventually Cotton gave up. They found inside 3 guns, 2 of which were stolen, ammunition, and nearly 6 pounds of marijuana. Now for a follow-up from 6 o'clock. The grandmother of a missing teenager in Coles County says she's concerned her granddaughter might be in danger. Police say 15-year-old Markayla McGee ran away from home December 3rd. She has not been seen since. They say the 15-year-old has run away nearly 15 times since late August, but never for this long. McGee's grandmother says she is the caretaker. She tells us her granddaughter's been diagnosed with bipolar disorder. She's been fighting since October to get her help, but she's been told her granddaughter does not meet criteria for many of the resources. She's concerned her granddaughter's mental health might make her susceptible to being put in a situation she is incapable of handling. We have an update from 5 o'clock. The family of a fallen officer has finalized funeral arrangements. Blake Newman is originally from Clinton. He graduated from Clinton High School. The Phoenix police officer was killed in a motorcycle crash Monday. His visitation will be at Calvert Funeral Home in Clinton on Sunday from 3 to 6. The funeral will be Monday at the First Christian Church at 11 a.m. New for you tonight, an intersection in Champaign was shut down because a car crashed into a house and hit a gas line. Happened near Bradley Avenue and Harris Street just after 7. 2 cars crashed, one into that house, hitting that gas line. Ameren was on the scene working. No word if anyone was hurt. Here's a follow-up now. Drivers in Danville can breathe a sigh of relief now that some road closures will soon be gone. 3 lanes around Collins Tower have been blocked since late summer. That was because pieces of the 100-year-old tower were falling onto the street. That was the wrong video there. City leaders say the openings won't pose a safety risk. The closest lane to the tower will stay blocked, even with the changes. Some say they are ready for Collins Tower to be torn down.
At one point, there really wasn't much falling down. It was just more dust. And then they put the cover over the sidewalk, and then every once in a while you'd be walking down the sidewalk, you could hear stuff falling on it. And now it's just bigger and bigger pieces falling. The
city was waiting on approval from IDOT to make some changes. Its main goal in doing so was to improve traffic flow. The Boys and Girls Club in Danville could be getting $1 million to expand. The money would come from casino operators. Haven Gaming pledged the money if it was chosen as the Danville casino operator. Now, the nonprofit, the Boys and Girls Club, it plans to use that money to grow. It wants to add on to its existing building so it can work with more kids.
It doesn't take much for us to watch the news and see the increase in crime on the streets, the increase of juvenile crime on the streets. You know, that tells me that there's a lot of need out there for families to have a safe place for their kids to go, and also to teach them about making good choices, teach about conflict resolution skills and those types of things.
There's no date for when the club will get the $1 million, but it won't happen until developers break ground on that casino. The Boys and Girls Club isn't sure yet how many more kids it will be able to help. New at 10, the Inspector General at the Secretary of State's office is investigating rock star Rick Nielsen. Our Target 3 investigators dug into Senator Severson's connections to a proposed casino in Rockford. One of his ties was to Nielsen, who he brought onto the chamber floor in violation of Senate rules. The Inspector General wants to find out why Nielsen did not register as a lobbyist. He handed out to legislators guitar picks with the words, "It's time for a casino in Rockford," stamped on them. Severson insists Nielsen wasn't lobbying on the floor. A new tax on vehicles traded in goes into effect at the start of the new year. That tax only applies to trade-ins worth more than $10,000. In the past, you wouldn't have had to pay any taxes. One dealer who's been in the business for more than 40 years isn't happy about collecting that tax.
If you have a $30,000 trade and you trade on a $30,000 car, you have zero tax right now. If you come in after the first of the year, you trade a $30,000 car for a $30,000 car, you're going to lose $20,000 worth of tax credit.
The new tax costs traders 6.25% on any amount over $10,000. All the money from the tax is going to the state's Capitol bill. An inspection of the dome at the Capitol building in Springfield shows it needs some work. There are pinhole-sized openings in the outer dome that have led to leaks, but there aren't any structural deficiencies. While this inspection may present long-term problems for the state, it created an immediate problem for those in Springfield, since the state didn't hang Christmas lights on the outside of the dome this year.
Yeah, because I feel like it's the centerpiece of town. Everybody comes here to look at our Capitol, and it's not decorated for Christmas.
Every year I used to come down here with my aunt, and we'd always look at all the Christmas lights of downtown, and the Capitol was my favorite part, so it's kind of sad.
Full report from the inspection is expected mid-January. With it will come a cost estimate for all the necessary repairs. That's when the state will decide what it does next. New at 10, a new wellness center could be heading to Urbana. There was a meeting to discuss ways to design it. Organizers want the center to have a think and do tank where people can come up with solutions for issues in the community. A wellness center for meditation and dance classes and opportunities for students and parents to learn more about science, technology, engineering, and math.
There are already great programs happening now. How can we support those programs? Also, STEM Illinois is going to try to be a place where all the STEM activities that are happening can have a hub, and then we can, again, be more powerful together than we can be separate.
People from across the community are helping to organize it. They hope to have the center running by early spring of next year. Being stranded on the side of the road in winter can be frightening, but one group made sure seniors don't have as much to worry about. Plus, she spent more than 30 years picking up kids at bus stops. Now she's dropping them off for the last time. And the bragging rights game is one of the biggest nights for Illinois basketball, while players say they already know what to expect.